What's up, everybody? It's Andre B, founder of A Forever 813, and I'm back with one more video. Thank you for joining me today, and if you're new, welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. So, it's already been a bumpy new year, and I haven't even posted any videos this year yet because number one, I got injured, sprained my ankle, so dealing with that. And there's just been so much going on that needed time to really reassess and plan for a decent video. But either way, we're here now, and so let's get started. First off, some notable things that have already happened this year, right? We had the U.S. President Trump basically kidnapped the Venezuelan president, Nicolas Maduro, trying to get their oil and things. We've got rare earth and metals companies taking off. Silver, copper, gold reaching new all-time highs. S&P 500 is hitting all-time highs up there at about, I believe, I got to pull up my chart and everything. I'm a little unprepared, but I believe the max it hit was about 695, 696, and then we had a downturn this past week because of some economic events that happened. But yeah, that's so far that's the biggest things that have happened. I'm sure there's more things, but they're not on the top of my head right now. But we want to change the pace for this year and the years going forward, right? So we got to get out of the gambler's mindset, and we got to switch into the two words we're going to be focusing on this year are patience and positioning. Now, both are very, very important. Patience. Patience, patience, patience. I don't think patience is waiting. I think patience is just having the ability to do other things while something else is brewing, right? So, and also faith brings patience. If you got faith in what you're doing, you'll be patient. And the positioning part comes from basically being in the right place at the right time. Or if things don't align, that's okay. You got the patience to maybe enter in later. Because I know I talk a lot about options contracts here and things like that, but essentially, unless you're a gambler or like a day trader, options contracts, you need to be thinking at least 3 to 6 months out. And when I first was trading, I wasn't thinking like that because when I first got into the market, what was I doing? I was just buying and reselling penny stocks, which probably isn't the best method, but I'm also a big risk taker. So you have to figure out, where you fit at and who you are in this investment world, because I don't even like to say trading anymore. You want to have an investment portfolio. You want to be thinking at least 3 to 6 months out, because you just don't know what's going to happen. And that we have to realize that time is our friend. Time is on our side no matter what. And it's the only thing that's constant. Time's going to keep moving and there's going to be change. So there's really 10 P's we got for this year. But I'm not going to say all 10, but patience and positioning are the two we're harping on for this video. We got 8 more coming, more videos coming. We got a lot of things coming this year. But when you're the sole owner, when you're the sole person doing everything for your business's company, you got to have patience because it's all based on you. Who else is going to do it for me? No one. And no one is going to care about these things more than I am. And no one, so it's all on me. But that patience is what keeps me grounded. Even if I'm injured, even if, you got to take a little pause or a break here and there, it doesn't matter. So, but what else? So let's get into basically a couple of stocks we want to look at for the rest of this year, right? Well, So this year I'm thinking is small cap stocks, right? Because we're looking for growth. No longer trying to chase the wave, chase the momentum. It's all about patience and positioning, right? So let's have a little patience, right? Let's think about Palantir. Palantir was $8 like what, maybe a year or two ago, and now it's at 180, right? So imagine if we had patience and positioning to get into that. CoreWeave, Oracle, all these companies, right? So even if this video doesn't reach that many people or help anyone, well, if it doesn't reach that many people, it just needs to help one person, and that person could be me as well. But patience and positioning is what we gotta do. You put yourself here in this position, right? Palantir, $8, $20. Put it there, have faith in that company. Do research, see what they do. Boom, in only 2 short years. 2 short years. If you would have bought 1,000 shares, right, at $8, I mean, that's about $8,000, right? Not many Americans even have that, saved or whatever. So let's say we only spend $1,000, right? $1,000, someone can save up and get that. Now Palantir is $120 and it started at $8. So that's what, like more than 10 times. It's 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 11 is 88. It's like, it's at 15 times your original premium or what you put down, right? And that's what we got to think about, growth over time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's possible, it can, but you have to be a strategist. You got to think about if it does go right, if it doesn't go right, or if nothing happens, right? So, but you just got to work on that for this year, I hope y'all are having a great year so far, though. I never let a little turmoil hold me down, especially 2 years ago when I actually broke my knee and I couldn't walk. It's a different comparison to right now with just my sprained ankle, right? So, oh wow, another P is perseverance. I'm gonna have to put that on my list. That's essential, perseverance. But what else do I want to talk about? But yeah, that's basically it for this video. Patience and positioning. Not trying to ride the wave, no momentum. If you get into a contract, think at least 3 months out before for your play or for your contract to really go the way you want it to. Like I said, it is possible for that thing to happen overnight with news or earnings or some type of signed deal or geopolitical tensions or news, right? But if you weren't already positioned, you're gonna miss the ride up. And trust me, I've done this before. Miss the ride up, that stock or whatever is gonna hit the high, and that's when you enter. Because you're trying to ride the wave, and then next thing you know, comes right back down. It's called a rug pull, right? And those rug pulls, man, they really, really test your risk tolerance and your patience. But say you missed the initial ride up, right? And it comes back down, right? And okay, now you're in a position where the stock price is down at its bottom for the past 52 weeks. Now you enter here, and in the next 2 to 3 months, it's going to go back to where it was, right? Similar thing happened with Nike. Just take a look at Nike. After their most recent earnings, right? The price fell about $15 all the way down to 57, right? And nestled there. That was the bottom. That's where support held at, right? Now, if you had patience and waited until Nike's price dropped and entered there with proper positioning, now look at where Nike price is. I think it's like $65, $66. And that's only after a month or two. And that's without having to do anything. You don't have to, if you put yourself in a proper position, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to, there's nothing you can do. Patience and that faith helps you to not really worry. And also, you don't want to use money that's like, your rent money or, your child support money. You don't want to be risking that, right? So that's another thing I had to learn. Only risk what you can and what you have and what what you're able to. Everything else will play out. We got to stop trying to get rich quick. Number one, not all of us are going to get rich. Not all of us are going to find love. Not all of us are going to fill in the blank. We're not all going to get these things. But if you have the patience and positioning, you might be able to. Or if you watch this video and use some of these tips, you might be able to. But I will tell you, nothing is guaranteed. And even, I believe his name is Dave Ramsey. He talks about finance and stuff. And just gambling and sports betting apps and risking, it's detrimental. It's going to keep all of us poor and broke, and the country is going to be in turmoil. And that's what we don't want, right? So if there's anything, you take from this video, is patience and positioning. But this year, I'm going long-term on Nike. We're going long-term on copper, silver, gold. We're going long-term on CoreWeave. And we're going long-term on Roblox. You heard it here first. Thanks for watching, guys. And remember, patience and positioning. Take it easy.